guys, Casualeann here. It's about 11 o'clock right now. So I'm just gonna go right down the list. Since Elimination Chamber is starting in about 12 hours, I'm gonna try to get the predictions video out as quick as I can now that I've seen the Go Home SmackDown. I have Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. I'm gonna go for The Miz. I think he's lost a lot lately, and they'll want him to kind of get back into the win column. Plus, this might be the start of a Miz-Mysterio rivalry, so it won't make a lot of sense if Rey wins right away. Wait a second. Didn't they just do that? Next, there's the Falls Count Anywhere match. You have Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss. I'm digging this hashtag Madcap Mauling so hard. I love it. I'm a big fan of the drowning in the Red Sea idea. I'm not for certain who's gonna win, to be honest. One side of me says, well, of course Drew's gonna win, but then there's no story. He's already won before, and if McIntyre is supposed to torture the happy people every single week, then he's gotta lose at some point, right? Since WWE loves 50-50 booking so much, I'm wondering, maybe in these, numerous kind of cavernous areas of this huge arena, maybe somebody will come to Madcap's aid. I just don't know. I don't know if they'll have him lose here though. I'm gonna choose Drew, but it's definitely with some major reservations. There's the Raw Women's Championship match, Legacy versus Legend, Van Goat versus Team Extreme. You have Becky Lynch, our champion, versus Lita. Becky's gonna win. As much as I love Lita, she's the bridge feud between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. The Saudi crowd will absolutely love the nostalgic element, and that'll be helped by how agile and fit that Lita still is. But yeah, Becky's gonna retain. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus the Viking Raiders, same principle as day one. The bloodline is a unit, and while Reigns is champion, you want to preserve that visual of all three champions with the belts in tow. Plus, having the tag team champions in the family will always give Reigns kind of this point of possible weakness, some area in the island of relevancy that he has to defend that's outside his own doorstep. The Usos are going to retain. Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville, the tag match. So Charlotte and Rousey need more intensification of their rivalry before WrestleMania, and kind of nothing's going to get that rolling like Rousey and Naomi losing in this match. And now that one hand has to be tied behind Rousey's back, she has kind of the ultimate gripe. And as long as the match is still competitive, she can claim to be the baddest woman on the planet because she almost beat two women one-handed. The feud with Sonya and Naomi will continue ad nauseum until the end of time. If you're still watching this in 2050, we apologize for this and climate change. So for the chamber matches, there's the Elimination Chamber match for the Raw Women's Championship #1 contendership. We have Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley versus Doudrop versus Nikki ASH versus Alexa Bliss. That is our latest addition. So I would love for Liv Morgan to leave victorious, but I think a lot of her momentum has been cooled off immensely since Becky Lynch. Rhea Ripley would also be amazing, but it seems like they're kind of keeping her just on the fringes, just on the very outside of the title picture right now. I think you saw that in the Gauntlet match because she outlasted almost everyone, but she just wasn't lucky enough to make it all the way. Nikki ASH is incredible. She's underrated, but there's no way they're gonna have her win. I've got a special place in my heart for Bianca Belair. She carried the women's division on her back for most of 2021, and yes, got screwed at SummerSlam. I will take that to my grave. She got screwed. But I don't think they're going to choose to elevate her again here this year. I don't think. I think Alexa is going to be an exciting and refreshing choice. We'll finally get to see her back after her long journey through Vignetteville and all the therapy sessions and all of the different versions of Lily. She's made it through all of that. And so fan anticipation for this has been absolutely crazy. So her becoming the #1 contender and going on to WrestleMania from there should be a pretty good, feel-good moment. Welcome back, Alexa. The Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. It's the head of the table versus the icon, not Sting. This is the same principle as what Lita's doing with Becky Lynch. You have an older legend who can still run and gun, but you don't want them to be in anything long term. So you use them as a bridge opponent for the champion between two larger pay-per-views, premium live events. Roman Reigns will retain after a short but competitive contest and go on to WrestleMania to defend the Universal Championship. Lastly, we have the men's Elimination Chamber match. Bobby Lashley, our champion, versus Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins versus Riddle versus Austin Theory. Elimination Chamber matches for the #1 contendership just make more sense to me than championship Elimination Chamber matches. It just seems like chamber matches for the title always diminish the importance of the champion, him or herself, but the choices in who is entering the Elimination Chamber, they're really encouraging to me. Like, WWE is actively thinking about the future. That's the way it should be. You have Riddle, you have Austin Theory, neither will win, but just them being counted on for athletic spots, to take some bumps, to generally look really, really good and make others look good. It's definitely encouraging. AJ Styles is going to add credibility and star power, but with him just having lost in a mid-card match, I'd be surprised if he came up with a victory. Seth Rollins as WWE Champion all day. I would watch that. But at this point, he doesn't really need the championship. I'd say he's as on top as you can be without being champion, but he's more popular than that. Plus, I'm still kind of hoping for that tag team with Kevin Owens. So, who it boils down to in terms of decisions and probably who's going to be left in the ring: Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. At Royal Rumble, they stripped Lashley's victory of all validity by having Roman interfere. And Brock told us all that we needed to know the night after when he said title versus title. It's too big of a marquee. Bobby Lashley will lose so that Brock can be WWE Champion and face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Winner take all. Should be interesting. What Elimination Chamber predictions do you have? Are you planning on watching? What impact will the matches have for WrestleMania? Let me know in the comments. And be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tap that bell icon to make sure you get notifications for when new videos come out. I'll see if I'm gonna edit this down. I'm so tired. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.